I have not had a new gear day in quite some time, and we have needed a big upgrade to our keyboard for the studio, and we got one. All right, so the keyboard that we ended up getting is the Alesis Recital Pro. Went with this one. It's 88 keys, and it is full hammer action for everything. So currently, before this, we had a Behringer 61 key MIDI controller, which was great. It did the job. It definitely didn't leave us lacking for things, but it's getting old. Some of the components don't really work anymore, especially the main volume, that slider. It's kind of broken, so we needed to upgrade. I wanted to go with something that had some built-in options, different features, and this one comes with tons of sounds, a great piano sound, different synth strings, things of that nature. So let's finish unboxing this, and we'll go through the different things that come in the box when you purchase one, and then we'll hook it up and we'll play some. All right, so we got everything hooked up here. The things that come with this digital piano are the piano itself and a music stand and a power adapter. So it's got left and right out to send into your system. It's also got USB to be a MIDI controller. Now, one thing I did notice that looking through all the functions on here. Now, I haven't gone through the book yet, so there may be a way around this, but if I'm playing the sounds that are built in, it's automatically coming out of the speakers. If I turn the volume down, even though it's hooked into the studio here, it turns the speakers down, but it also turns the output down to Studio One, which we don't want that to be the case. So, quick workaround, I just took a 1/4-inch adapter for the headphones, plugged it into the headphone jack on the back, cuts out the speakers, still getting everything into Studio One. Again, I'll go through the book and I'll put a comment down, underneath if I find a workaround for that. But I've been messing with some of the functions, and you can get in to change different levels for things, but it's also changing what is going to your DAW. So we'll have to work on that, but let's listen to what the internal sounds sound like. So this is just the standard piano, and you do have options for modulation and chorus and reverb. Inside the settings, you can go in and change the different reverb types, the different modulation types, different chorus types, and you can layer, which we'll get into that in a minute. But let's listen to just a standard piano, nothing else on here. So let's add a little bit of reverb on that. Just hear what the internal reverb is sounding like here. It's pretty good reverb. I like that. Again, we can get in and adjust the settings, how big the reverb is, how it plays with everything else, the types of reverb you can get into. Setting wise, right now, we are set to a hall. So we have hall 1, hall 2, room 1, room 2, 3, stage 1, 2, and a plate. Oh, I love me a plate reverb. Let's take a listen to the electric piano quickly. I love a good electric piano. It sounds pretty perfect to me. Let's add a little bit of reverb on that. Don't know if it really needs it, but we're going to give it a shot here. So let's take a listen. It definitely needed reverb. I love reverb. And then we have an organ. I am not an organ player, so I'll hold some chords. You can hear the sound of it, but I can't play. I could do that, obviously, but it's pretty much all I got here. So we got. That's actually one thing I was just testing here. You can't see the sustain pedal, but a lot of digital keyboards or pianos don't actually sustain the organ. Even inside your DAW, your software instruments, a lot of times the sustain pedal doesn't work for the organ unless you put it in afterwards with some sort of automation. This is surprisingly. I love that. Now, the only downside with something like this being a digital piano instead of a MIDI controller or workstation type of thing, I don't have any modulation wheel, so I can't add, the horn speed or something like that to give it more of that warble effect with it. Now, we could get into some modulation for this and see if it'll kind of do it by itself. So you can kind of add a little bit of warble to it by turning on that modulation, hitting. It's not going to be the exact same thing, but there's still tricks you can do inside your DAW to get that. Or this may be just a simple organ instrument if you kind of go that route. So let's go into the harpsichord. Kind of get the gist of it. We can add some reverb, obviously. That's actually very nice. Even playing the other song we just played for the digital piano. It's not too bad. Synth. Let's see what the synth sounds like. No reverb right now. So we'll play everything bass how it is, and then we'll add some of the different effects that are built in. Modulation, you lose a lot of volume there. Let's try chorus. Synth is kind of cool. That's not bad. Not bad for a quick little synth. The last thing is acoustic bass. Sounds pretty good for a bass. If you're into that and you know how to play it, let me know down in the comments. Now, you can also get into different voicings. So we have the piano. There's also a bright piano. So it sounds like they're just rolling off a little bit of the low end there. I'm boosting slightly, maybe some highs, but it just sounds kind of like a high pass. Same thing with the electric piano. So we have an electric piano and we have a vibraphone. Not too bad. Organ, we also have, so the standard organ, I should say, it just says organ. If you press the button again, which I can get rid of the music stand, we're not really going to use it here. If you press it again, you'll see it turns red, which is going to the next sound, which this is more of a church organ. Sustain still works on there, so you can keep going with that. Harpsichord, the second option is a clavinet. Second option on the synth are strings. Strings are very nice. I like that. And then the second for the bass, we had originally an acoustic bass. This one is a fingerstyle bass. Good options there. Now, I want to figure out some layering. So essentially what you want to do, you want to click the instrument that you want to be your bass instrument. So we're going to click piano here, and then we're going to press layer, and then we can change what we're looking to layer. So I'm going to layer strings with the piano. Ooh, that gave me the goosebumps. But now I'm going to put reverb on it because it's what I do. That is wonderfully paired there. Adding in the strings with that, if we get into even so electric piano with a synth, maybe? Do you want to, I mean, possibly? Definitely gives it a new flavor, new flair, and honestly, I think everything sounds pretty cool. Now, you can also do a split option where, say, we want piano on one side and strings on another. That's kind of cool. Splits it right down the middle of your keys here. So this has been the Alesis Recital Pro. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I am so excited to have a new gear day finally, and it was much needed for an upgrade. And if you have any more questions, let me know. Thank you guys for joining us. If you are interested in this keyboard, which honestly, it's less than $400, so it's not a bad deal at all. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to check it out. It is an affiliate link. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help Floodwater a smidgen. Catch you guys on the next one. Go record something. See ya.